Hey guys, we're getting ready to do the show. Once again, we do it from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, and that's Pacific time. If you don't get the show from 7 to 10, or you get pieces of the show or bits and pieces, or you don't get the show at all, it's always good to go to groundzero.radio or talkstreamlive.com. There's always a way to listen to the show for free. If you don't want to listen for free and you want to be able to download the shows or otherwise listen to the shows at a more convenient time, go to aftermath.media. And here's the thing, supporting the show really helps us get information out. A perfect example of this is today, as I was wrapping up the show and getting it ready to go for printing and for the publicity, a breaking story out of China. Apparently, the avian flu has now passed from chickens to humans, which is something that's very rare. And we talked about this with a show called Chicken Diction a few days ago. And we were saying that if it comes out of China or somewhere else that an avian flu is happening or whatever, it's because they're doing a gain of function exercise. And sure enough, it's happening. So we're going to do a follow-up on this tomorrow, I guess. It's called Chicken Diction 2, Chinese chicken flu. It's just amazing that these things, that we report them and they later happen or they later end up in the mainstream. And I know people think that what we do is conspiracy theory. Well, it's theory at times, it's speculative, it's approximation, I agree, but it's done with the deepest of research. And we do have research areas on Aftermath that you can go into and look over. We got study groups of people who are well-renowned and well sought out for their research. We have them in the library too. It's a well put together, it's put together well. It's a well-produced digital playground, we call it. We'd like you, and we remind you to subscribe. It's set aside a part of your budget for information that you can count on. That's what we tell you, is that, information, good information is not free, not anymore really. Better information, there is a value to it. We put a very low value because I'm sure you can get your information elsewhere and you can say, well, but we put things together, we take care, and we do it for you. We do it for everyone, but we do it for you, and we want to make it the best we can make it. And every time we make money, we put it back into the system. We put it back into, getting the system better and make it work better. And we have to expand with bandwidth because, that's a curse you want to have, is a lot of people coming. So we have to expand it. And so, it's important that we do this because we need to protect a lot of what we say and what we do, because if a radio station decides it doesn't want to air us anymore, people go, well, where are you? Well, we don't know because we don't control that. Program directors control that. So if we're not on in a place where we used to be on, call the program director and say, hey, what's going on? Why are you doing this? This isn't right, because we love Ground Zero. We want to keep it going. And that's, if you don't say anything about it, the program directors don't realize that what they've done is they've made a huge mistake. And we want people to understand that we are the new guard. We are the new show. We are the new voice. We've been around for a while, but we're the new voice. There are other shows that have been around for a while too that are, people, they still go to them and listen to them for information. We try to give you information, it's up to the minute, even before it happens. And that's why we want you to subscribe to aftermath.media. Another reminder too is last night what we were talking about with the situation with the food, they just recalled some 250,000 pounds of, 120,000 pounds of ground beef. It's a pattern, guys. We're seeing there was a fire in Tucson, Arizona. There was a creamery that caught fire as well. That all these places where food is distributed, whether it be dairy or other proteins, chickens, it's either the flu or they're destroying these places that are distributing the food. And so meat, dairy, poultry, a number of foods are going to be, they're going to try and eliminate them. And this is what they do. They eliminate these things. It's a pattern, and you need to notice the patterns. And even if it's not, people say, well, that's just conspiracy theory. It's unproven. Well, patterns are proven here. There's a pattern going on. That's not a theory. That's the reality. So, you got to be able to explain that without getting into whether or not it's a conspiracy or not. That's the argument they put out there. But you show them the pattern, and they can't deny that it's a pattern. There are so many ways to, lick this misinformation that's going out. And look, they're going to gang up on people now that Twitter has been purchased by Elon Musk. And that's what we're talking about tonight. Tonight's show is called Twitter Pated. And we are going to talk about how just 6 days prior to the buying of Twitter, Barack Obama went on a vocal tour, I guess. He went to Stanford, and he talked about the dangers of misinformation and whitewashing and misogyny and white supremacy and all this stuff going into forums, and that they need to control speech. Well, now this has happened, and people are like going, oh, that's horrible. But, what was it? It was like weeks ago or months ago or years ago, they said, well, they're curtailing free speech on Facebook and Twitter. And all of the people were saying, or the left people were saying, well, it's a private company. They can do what they want. Well, now we have a private company, and and the owner can do what he wants. But everybody's bitching about it. So the hypocrisy is just, it's overwhelming. So tonight, Twitter payday. Join us for Ground Zero. It's on tonight at 7 p.m., like we are every night, 7 to 10 p.m., Monday through Friday, Pacific time. Listen to us on TalkStreamLive.com, Aftermath.media, or GroundZero.radio. We'll see you there.